to listen to all sides, but we'll demand that those conversations remain respectful or public comment will once again be suspended. All right, we're ready for a COVID update. Jessica, are you online with us?
I am. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
So in the county, we've had 3,315 people tested. We have 370 cases so far, with 324 having recovered. Our county's positivity rating is 13%. Working really closely with the schools. We have a good amount of kids out for quarantine. That does not mean that they are positive. That means that they've been a close contact. We are waiting for some results of some of those kiddos. We now have seen 2 co-infections in the county that just popped up yesterday. So that is, they have influenza and COVID-19. That's new territory for us, so we don't really know how that's going to pan out. We do know one of the people is very ill. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on that to see what's going to come from that. There were some studies done that came out a couple weeks ago about the possibility of reinfection before those 90 days are up. CDC has said that people have an immunity for 90 days after catching COVID-19. Well, now there's a possibility that could be false. Like I said, there's been 2 studies that have been done of 2 positive cases that did come back positive again before their 90 days was up, and that is nationwide. So it's a very small prevalence. So the hope there is that it's just kind of a fluke, and that's not another thing that we're going to have to worry about with this. You guys have any questions for me?
Guys? Can you repeat for our note taker about the 2 who tested positive for both the flu and COVID-19, please?
Yeah, so here in Page County, we do have 2 people who have co-infections, and that's influenza and COVID-19. This is still new to us, so we don't really know what to expect from this. We do know one of them is pretty ill from it, so we're just keeping a close eye on that, and we'll hopefully get some guidance from the state or from CDC on what the outlook is going to be now that influenza is here as well.
So are you able, Jess, to tell us of the folks who have not yet recovered, if any of those people are currently hospitalized? Is that information you can tell us or not?
We have 1 in the hospital.
Okay. Any other questions, John?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jess.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Okay. All right. We are a little bit early. JD, are you on the line? Nope. Okay. So we'll wait just a few minutes. While we wait, does anybody have an objection to moving up the 9 and 9:05 or 9:10 discussions? Okay. The 9 o'clock discussion, I know Dave's not going to be here. Dave Grieber had called and requested. The schools over the past several years have hosted the Veterans Day program, but because of COVID-19, they're concerned about bringing the crowd in this year. And prior to moving to the schools, the ceremony or the commemoration had typically been held on the northwest corner of the courthouse lawn under the arch. And Dave, on behalf of the American Legion, is asking for permission for the 11 a.m. ceremony on 11/11. Any motion or just can I entertain a motion from anybody here on approving that request?
They got the application, they filled out.
Well, it was no, at this point, it was a verbal request. So we would ask them to fill that form out.
They've done this before. They've held it there.
I make a motion to accept. Ceremony there.
Okay,
Second that motion?
okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Do you want that motion to include pending?
I think we probably should.
Okay,
Future reference.
okay. I'll forward that application form to Dave. Okay. I'm ready to vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right.
Okay, motion carries. I don't see JD yet, so we'll go to 9:05. Discuss and approve City of Shenandoah tax abatement. The parcel is locally known as 400 Evergreen Street, Shenandoah. Angie or Melissa, does anybody have any comment regarding this abatement request?
What's on that lot? A house?
I'm not sure. Corey, can you bring up that parcel for us, please?
You know what's on it?
How much is something like we pay for free for the joint landowner, and on the demolition property, we didn't talk much about a lot, but lawn and the condition within 12 months. But the city has deed, they have to agree with the joint landowner.
To demolish?
It looks like it's just a set half taxes plus.
There's a rental house.
Is that what it is? Okay, okay, thank you. All right, Corey, thank you. He's got it, show the rental house. We have additional information. We'll need to bring that up now. Would entertain a motion to approve the request for the tax abatement.
I'll make that motion to approve the tax abatement on that parcel.
I'll second that.
Motion by Hersberg, second by Armstrong. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. All right, let's see. No JD yet? Oh, he's in the hallway? Oh,
There is another tax sale.
okay, we'll do the tax sale certificate, then we'll be to 8:45 or closer to it. Cancellation of county tax sale certificate and what taxes got paid. Angie, I'll let you please come here.
I'll start by saying this is a request I've never actually made before. This is a different situation. For about a year and a half, the owner has been making installments. So he's had since 2008 back taxes unpaid, and he has faithfully made $50 installments. So the way that a county held tax sale is set up is that I can't take installments on the tax sale. They have to be paid in full. So my request is that we cancel that tax sale so I can continue to take installments and make payments on that. My other option is not as friendly, both to us in our office and to the landowner, in the simple fact that I can take it and put it into a holding fund, which is not too bad in the treasurer's office, but it wouldn't show no payment made on him. There would be nothing on his past taxes showing he's paying. It's just us holding that money until he gets the amount paid in full, and it would take over 2 years. So we would be holding money for over 2 years. So definitely an uncommon request. With that request, I do want you to know that it does lower the amount of interest we would get. We would normally get 2% interest on a county held redemption. We're only going to get 1.5 when he pays through like daily collections. I personally would like to see us do it. I mean, we abate taxes for people who come in and take over properties that have county held tax sales. I think with the fact that he's been paying faithfully for a year and a half shows he's going to continue to pay. I do have a picture of the home if you want to see it. I did not, put that out there, but I don't know. It's in your hands because I don't have the authority to cancel that tax sale.
So you're recommending that we go ahead and approve that request. Do you, the only question I would have, Angie, do you have any concern about any precedent that's set there? I mean, do you expect that this will create a groundswell of such like requests?
That I can't answer. I've never been, so in my 6 years, I've never been in a situation where somebody has made this attempt to even pay back taxes, I guess, and maybe that's something if that would come up, maybe we address it. That's not what we were intending. We took that as a one and only situation. And yes, at the end of the day, I'm happy they're paying their taxes. I mean, it's going to keep it current. You know, he's current now. He paid all those 10 years. We're really just working on those 2 years left in the tax sale. And maybe if that would happen again, it's something that you would consider again. I think Dean County held that does leave it in your authority to do that. So I don't know. Oh, I would assume so. I printed it off.
May I see that, please?
Yeah. I did only do one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
As a side note, the customer has not even asked this. I don't think they even would, the owner, you know, they would even know that this is part of it. They're just continuing to make payments. We actually have a payment they made the 1st of October that I'm waiting to see how we apply it.
So, Angie's recommending you, oh, I'm sorry, John.
Next one.
You got a hog in there.
You say you had 10 years of that tax.
Yes, so the tax sale is, has 2008 through 2010, 8, 9, and 9, 10 taxes. And then he's paid the 10 and 11 till current on the installments, so.
Well, do I have a motion from any of you guys on, well, I'll let you look at that, sorry. I thought you were looking.
I'd make that motion to approve the cancellation of the tax certificate.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Earthberg, second by Armstrong to cancel the county held tax sale certificate. Any other discussion? Would you like this back, Angie?
I don't need it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. All right, JD, you are up, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Fine morning, Page County. See this engineer's update. Email.
This next one.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Due to dry conditions out on the gravels, the blade guys are working on bridges and crews. Various locations. We have 2 trucks hauling rock, a belly dump and a tandem, and we're making another pass with 2 mowers on the pavements. Spray Badger's gonna be shut down pretty soon this week. We're out of oil. It's getting too cold to replace or to get another tanker load of oil. We did pipe work north of J64 on Nutmeg. That has been south of College Springs there, and it's dry all the way down. We're gonna end up, we got 1 more pipe to do we're gonna stop that operation because it's dry enough that it doesn't pack well. We got some ditching to do other places. There are the last two tandem trucks that we run snowplows with, a couple of the newer Max. One of them was in service yesterday, and so there's one more to go. We hung some sanders, tailgate sanders on some of our trucks that don't run every day, hauling rock last week. Continue to do that. And mount our side mounted wings on the trucks also. Motor grader number 2, which is up in the northeast, has a front hub leaking oil. The shop up at Altoona, Ziegler's main shop, has that right now. Theoretically, we'll get it back this week. We've done some the tire work, evaluating the tires on the machines. If we need to replace them for maybe they're suitable for winter. And we've purchased tires, steer tires, drive tires, and motor grader tires as needed. Also a new set of chains for all the trucks in preparation for winter. Just give it a little taste here over the weekend in some spots, not so much here. Turning to the engineering side, work continues on our EWP projects. We're repair. Site 2 is dewater, and they were having some trouble with pumps. Although this is the lowest flow in those Tarkios that I've ever seen. In fact, a more senior citizen who's been in the county for a long time told me he hadn't seen it this low either. So that's ideal for this kind of work. Site number 4 is also one of the large weirs on the middle Tark. We've driven all the sheet piling and they're starting to dewater, and then they'll wait on some of the machines coming from site 2. Same contractor has both projects. Our farm to market project 138, which is a base stabilization and auto seal project, will get started. It started today with a road closure on M44 north of Northborough, between the city of Northborough and J52. So it'd be from 270th Street down to Northborough on F Avenue. They're placing rock and then they'll grind that in. They moved in yesterday, or part of their machinery yesterday. So that is underway. Given the availability of that large reclaimer in the county, we also intend to grind bad areas on J55 east of Braddyville. Well, where the Braddyville J55, where it separates from the route to the quarry. We will not grind from the bridge to the quarry, but east, where the J55 turns east and goes up the hill. And then there's poor conditions of the roadway further east, and we'll grind that up, and that will improve the road for the winter. It'll remain rock. It'll remain a rock surface until possible wind farm activities are done on that road. The project on J20 east of the Russia Corner, it'd be the F20 bridge, Fremont 20 bridge. It's a competitive highway bridge funded job, extra money into the county for bridges. That project lets today at the DOT. We will not work through the winter on that. We'll start in next construction season. Other project development work that we're at right now is working on a bridge on 280th Street in Buchanan Township called B61. It's a be east of the bar. It's a Buchanan Creek on J53. And we have a couple of projects in the Essex area, big bridges over the Nishnabotna, both the West Bridge. That was discussed last week at the Essex City Council in the evening. And then the North Bridge also is under consideration. We've submitted that as a build grant candidate. I was part of a meeting with the executive board last Friday. And the build grant was discussed. We are still in the running for funds in that regard. At least we haven't been kicked out yet. Questions regarding engineers update?
I did have a guy stop me yesterday in town, Keith Wagner, north of town here. He was requesting, he said he'd talk to you guys, see if he could get T Avenue plated. It's a class
C?
hated road.
It's a class C, isn't it?
Yeah,
If it's vacated, we don't deal with it anymore.
all right. It's a class C, it's gated.
Okay,
He said from all the trucks and wagons from town, you got tracks that are over. He said it'd be nice to get that plated.
okay, I'll let the guys know.
Otherwise, he said when it rains, it puddles. And,
I'd take that chance now. We stand a little rain.
but he was requesting like that.
Sure.
I have a quick question about J55. Have we reached out to all the landowners where you're gonna grind?
We have not, well, I spoke with one, user, not a landowner, but a heavy user of the route there, and I trust that he'll advise his neighbors should the topic come up.
Okay. Well, anything we can do to, make
Right, I'll have,
make some calls.
after the meeting this morning, I'll send out a news release.
Okay.
This, intention is out there to grind out the road and smooth it up for the winter. And certainly we'll put that back. That will be on our list to return to hard service.
Okay. Very good. Alan, you went to the meeting with JD in Essex City. Did you care to comment?
It was very positive, and I heard a few positive comments afterwards. The city is very interested in looking at that annexation issues. We could get that one bridge, including east-west bridge, get it included into a city funding, city bridge dollars. It was not a lengthy discussion, but there was some good discussion. And they've already been talking about it. This kind of pushed them maybe into getting the annexation thing done. So we're hoping it will. So, and they're going to keep us posted as they move forward, and then they'll go in steps if we have to do things.
Okay, great.
Okay, I have a couple more things on the agenda. And perhaps they're zoning matters, so I got to switch.
With that,
Couldn't find my red hat this morning. We will discuss these Met Tower applications in the order they show on the agenda. Invenergy has a single Met Tower application they had offered to us. The application is 22 pages. I sent it to you over the weekend or last week. My reading of this, it satisfies the application or request to what, when, where, why, how. Things like that are answered in this. Leases are included. Is there a representative from Invenergy would care to speak to this matter?
Absolutely. Thanks, JD. This is Gabe Closter from Invenergy, and good morning to the board. I'll just quickly kind of outline what we've submitted. We're seeking to get approval to install a single Met tower, a meteorological tower. It is essentially a guide tower that would be used to study the wind, quantify the speed and the strength of the wind, and it's critical for development of the wind farm that we're working on. This tower doesn't create any electricity. It's not a turbine. It doesn't have moving parts, doesn't make any noise, and it would be temporary in nature. Assume it would be standing for 2 to 3 years. The tower is approximately 196 feet or 60 meters, and again would have guy wires to support it. It's located in the southeast quarter of the southwest quarter of Section 2, Range 39, and Township 67, or just north of 280th Street and east of E Ave. And as JD said, we have this land under long-term wind easement, and happy to answer any questions that the board might have.
Question, John? Alan?
I read everything.
So 100, you said 198 feet, is that, I don't have that application in front of me, 198 and a little bit.
98 is 96.
So 196 or 198, what was the actual height again, Gabe?
196 feet, just over 196.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Would entertain a motion to approve the application by Invenergy.
I'll make a motion to approve the Met Tower application for Invenergy.
I'd second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? I guess at this point, before we approve it, I would ask our county attorney to come to the microphone. There's been some concern about why does the Board of Adjustment not get involved? But in reference to the WEX ordinance that was approved a year ago, I'll let Jim Varley kind of explain where we are legally on the approval of such applications.
After reviewing the relevant statutes and ordinances, it would appear that the Page County Wind Energy Ordinance would be is specific with regard to wind energy conversion systems. Within that definition is both the wind turbines as well as meteorological towers. As such, the Board of Adjustment would not need to get involved because it doesn't apply to the wind energy ordinance. It is specific with regard to the requirements for approval, and ultimately the approval for the wind energy meteorological towers falls with the Page County Board of Supervisors after an application has been looked at by the zoning administrator. The specific ordinance for wind energy supersedes any requirement for it to go to the Board of Adjustment.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? All right, let's just take a roll call if we could, and it's clear how we voted.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Berger,
Yes.
motion carried 3-0.
Okay, JD, you've got the Met Tower applications from Tenaska.
Yes. I have another Met Tower application from the wind company Tenaska. It's slightly different from the Invenergy's one. There are 3 locations of Met Towers in this application. Once again, I've looked this over. Seems to meet the requirements called for by the application. In the WEX ordinance, it's east of 3 sites are east of Clarinda. In the packet you just handed out shows locations. Is there a Tenaska representative like to speak on this matter?
Good morning. My name is Bob Ramekers. I'm with Tenaska. Tenaska is developing a wind project east of Clarinda. As JD had said, a 200 megawatt project. We have our application in for 3 Met Towers. They're the same Met Towers that Gabe talked about for Invenergy, same height, same instrumentation. All the properties are currently under lease. If there's questions, please let me know.
Okay.
How tall are your towers?
Same, 60 meters, 196 feet.
All right, and how long does it take you to gather the information?
As Gabe said, we probably want them up for 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
The more wind data you have, the better if you're going to be able to predict what the resource is.
Okay, great. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
So when would they start building?
Those can go up pretty quick, so it's a matter of weeks.
This fall yet?
Yeah.
Question? Thank you, Bob. All right, do I hear a motion on the application from Tenaska?
I would make a motion to approve the Met Tower application to Tenaska.
I'll second that.
Herzberg on the motion, Armstrong on the second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I would ask Melissa to roll call us again, please.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Herzberg.
Yes.
Motion carried 3-0.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, JD.
Thank
Anything
you.
else? All right, so I think we've concluded our agenda. We've come to the period for public comment. And we have several people in the room and we have several people online. So if you're online, we're going to take you first if we could. If there's anybody online who has a public comment at this time, now it'd be appropriate to chime in. Well, it looks like no public comment there. We have some people in the room. Any public comment here this morning?
I had seen the posting of the wind infomercial from your guys' Zoom meeting, and I just want to know, where do I send the video from the public meeting that was held at the fairgrounds that covered trespass zoning, known health effects from local residents and health professionals, and an attorney who covered what to look for in a turbine contract? Can I get an email address so that I could put it up next to the wind infomercial on the Page County page by tomorrow?
Well, I'm not sure. I'll check with our legal staff. That was not a Page County, we weren't invited to speak, be a part of the agenda. So that was put on by somebody outside of the Page County government. I'm not sure. I'll check with our attorneys about our availability to put that up on our county website.
Because 2 weeks ago, when I was on the agenda to speak, you had said that that meeting was sufficient because it was a public meeting, and now you're telling me that it's not?
I'm not saying that, Brian.
Did you not say 2 weeks ago that you guys had your chance, you guys have had your public meeting, and you've heard the other side?
I probably did say that we've heard from you, but the question today, Ryan, is can we post a non-governmental meeting on the government website? And that's what I can't answer. We'll
Okay.
check with our legal.
Because can you say you're impartial if that's the only video that's on your website?
I'm not sure.
That's a yes or no question.
I know what it is. I understand the depth of the question, Ryan.
So you'll let me know on if we can get that video emailed and put up on that page?
I'll ask our legal team. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, hearing none, I would, public comment?
Yeah, this is about public comment, so it's handy.
Huh?
It's about public comment, so it's handy. You know, we're glad to see it's back. I think that's a good thing. And like I said in our Zoom forum, I don't think threatening like you did this morning to remove it again if people act out of hand. I agree, nobody should act out of hand or disrespect, but if anyone acts out of hand, whether it be a supervisor or a resident, they should be asked to leave, warned and asked to leave. I don't think there needs to be any threat of ending public comment ever again, as long as people are respectful, which is in control of the chairman of the board. So I don't want to see that threatened. I feel that's never the answer in a republic. So that's what I say about that.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Oh, wait a second. We need to approve the minutes. I apologize. So a motion to approve last week's minutes, please.
I would make a motion to approve last week's.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Herzberg, second by Armstrong. Any other discussion? Everything look good to everybody? Then motion or a vote, please. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Now it's adjournment time. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye. Okay, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.